Hello and welcome back to the Hoarder's Crafting Podcast. My name is Sasha and I'm coming to you today from a temperamental town just outside of Birmingham in the West Midlands here in the UK. And this week is episode 31. I must apologise for last week as I said it was episode 29. It was in fact episode 30. But here we are. It is the 20-something of September. That's going to bother me now. 24th of September 2025. And I don't think this is going to be a very long episode. I have two whips to talk about. One stash enhancement / acquisition. And that's pretty much it. So I will start with the first project. This was supposed to be a whip last week. It wasn't because it was fighting me. It yarn barfed, it tangled, it was a mess. I shall put here what I ended up getting when I eventually sorted it out. But it is the Hobie Halloween sock wool, colour 04, which is the zombie sock. And I have quite a bit of progress on this. I'm not going to take the yarn itself out of the bag because there's still some in there, but hopefully you might be able to see. No, but basically I ended up with four balls cakes of varying sizes, as well as about 10 grams that was just not able to be saved. I've never had an issue with Hobie yarn before, but for some reason this batch was, or I don't know if it was this batch, just this specific ball, but it was very, not just knotted, but it was all, the plies had come apart, it got knotted with itself, part of it was felted. Generally, Hobie yarns are really good. Like, I've never had an issue before and I have used a fair amount of their yarns. So I think I just ended up with an odd ball, but anyway, this is how far I've got on my first sock. So these mostly got knitted, or pretty much all of the leg got knitted during a movie, which I'll get to in watching. But we have, I believe, 20 rounds of 2x2 rib and 45 for the leg. I deliberately didn't make these as long as the other socks I've made in the past. I wanted not shorty socks, but I wanted some that are shorter. Usually when I make these, they're like 25 rounds of cuff and then anywhere from 60 to 80 rounds on the leg. I deliberately wanted some that are a little bit shorter. So I know they're not going to use up as much yarn as a longer pair would, but that's not the goal here. The goal is not to use up yarn, it's to make a wearable, useful product, and I don't have very many of the shorter hand knit socks, so, but yeah, I am really enjoying these. It could be because I quite like green. I am very much a green girly. But it's going quite well. They are just a plain vanilla sock that they're based loosely on the cuff down socks from the Sock Knitting Bible by Lynn Rowe. I'll leave it linked down below. All yarns and patterns and stuff will be linked down below. But yeah, I am looking forward to having these finished. It also helps that it's currently spooky season. It is definitely spooky season. Can we please remove the Christmas stuff from the shops? It's spooky season. But I'm loving these. There's no goal to have these finished in time for anything, but I already have two other pairs of Halloween socks, but these are just nice, easy, simple socks, good for out on the go, out and about. Once again, it's the Halloween sock wool. I believe it's currently in stock. This batch came from last year. I bought this last year, so I can't imagine there's any issues with this year's batch. I think this was literally just an outlier from the pack, but these are also knit on 2.5mm, and the bag is one I made myself. It's not a very well made bag. It's already fraying quite a bit, and I clearly didn't choose the cord very well because it's all coming apart. But I don't sell these, I just make them for myself, and if it eventually gets a bit too straggly, I can always take it apart and reuse the fabric, or give it a bit of a tartar, as they say. And then the only other project is also a new cast on. It is using the Worth Mill Yarns Saddleworth in the colourway Kingfisher. This is a 100% British wool yarn. I believe it's made by Woolly Knit. It does have woollyKnit.com on the back. I don't really know where you can buy this online. I think I struggled last week to find a link for it. I bought this, I believe it was from the Woolly Knit stall at Wonderwool last year. But this, I ended up buying them in packs. I bought 2 packs. I think it was because there was a deal on at the time, a show deal where you got 2 packs plus a pattern. I wasn't going to knit the pattern. I kind of like the texture of the wool, and I thought it would make a really great sweater / cardigan for my other half, so I kind of grabbed him, put him into the bin that they were all in, and said pick a colour. He picked Kingfisher, which is, I'm going to get a fresh ball out to show you actually, which is this beautiful brightish blue. It's not like in your face bright electric neon, but it is a nice bright blue. And I should pop that back there, although I'm going to need one in a minute anyway, because that's all I have left of the first ball. So this is the Jones cardigan by Tin Can Knits, and I have this much. I think I started this, I cast this on last Wednesday after I recorded. It took me about 4 days to do the rib, because it's on a 3.25 for the rib, which I found surprising for DK weight yarn, but it just meant it was a little bit hard on my hands, especially as it's 1x1 rib. But then on Monday I started the texture and cabled pattern, and I'm loving this. It's also a lot simpler than I was expecting it to be. I've already memorised the pattern repeats, so I can just kind of go without having the pattern, which is slightly annoying because I had to faff around with the printer for about half hour trying to force it to print. Apparently I just needed to give it a smack in the correct place. But this is how far I've got. So the rib is, as I said, on a 3.25mm, and then the body of it is on my 4mm. I am using my Knit Pro Zings interchangeables for this. I have a progress keeper on it ready to show you, but obviously I just clipped it there to remind me to put one on, as this wasn't cast on last week. But I shall take this off to show you, to remind me. It's the pin I got from Lorette's Crafts from Wonderwool last year, because it literally says Wonderwool 2024 on it. And I thought this was the perfect progress keeper for this project, as that's when I bought the yarn. And I need to find somewhere to put this. Let's put this on this cable. There we go. it's one row below where I am, but you get the idea. But this is a paid for pattern, so I won't give too much away, but it is quite a simple double moss stitch and braided cable design. It does in fact come with a shawl collar, so I don't have to work that one out. But yeah, this is going to be part of my partner's Christmas gifts. He knows he's getting it. There's no way I was hiding this one from him because I'm sitting on the sofa knitting away on it. So I'd like to get it done by Christmas. If it's not done by the day itself, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I have a goal to do 5 pattern repeats a week. I originally thought, oh, if I put, say, 1 pattern repeat a day as the goal, this would probably be done in no time if I did it like that, but that's not 100% realistic, especially on weekends when I'm very busy. So if I can do 5 repeats a week, I will be very happy. This is currently 3 repeats plus 1 row. I have to go, well, I'm going to knit this until it's 19.5 inches long. That's longer than the pattern suggests, but my partner is over 6 foot tall. He's about 6'2", and he does like quite a long jumper and cardigan. I'm actually really enjoying this. I think I've missed doing full-on cables, and it's nice, and I do like the toothy wool. That's the thing with this yarn. If you are sensitive to wool, you don't like itchy wool, this is not the yarn for you. This is a rustic, toothy yarn. Don't tell me I've got that angled. So, my Jones cardigan. I'm knitting the adult size large, I believe, which is a 42-inch chest, which is about, I think it works out to 5 inches of positive ease for my other half. Project-wise, widths-wise, that is everything. I do have one bit of acquisition. Technically I have 2, but if you watched last week's, you'll know I'm making my mum a hexagon cardigan. I bought the next skein of yarn for that. I haven't yet added it, but it's there ready. And the only other thing I bought is this. This is West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply in the colourway Bullfinch. And I bought this to make a pair of socks for a friend of mine for Christmas. If any of you have been around since episode 1, you know I made a pair for this friend for his birthday in January. I also made a pair for him, not last Christmas, but the Christmas before. He really likes the socks. I think I've kind of made a rod for my own back here, because he really likes them. He is one of these people he wouldn't ask specifically for them, but he hints, very, very subtly, but he does hint. And his girlfriend, when I messaged her to say I was thinking of making another pair of socks, which colourway do you think he'd like? I'd taken a picture of about 3 different colours. She went, if you keep making him socks, he's going to propose. I was like, but I'll happily make him socks. He appreciates them. He wears them to death, apparently. So these will be a pair of socks for him for Christmas. I will probably aim to have these done for the end of November. They're coming down to stay with us at the end of November to go to EGX here in Birmingham. So I'll probably have them finished so I can give them their Christmas gifts then, because we don't yet know if they're coming over for New Year like they normally do. Girlfriend works in care. she doesn't always get New Year's off. She tends to work Christmas instead of New Year's off, but occasionally it doesn't quite work out like that, so I'm going to aim to have these finished sooner rather than later. I'd rather give it to them early and then they still come over for New Year, rather than not getting to see them now till probably after November. We probably won't see them then until about the middle of next year, unless they happen to come over for my 30th. But so realistically, if I count what's gone in just as it is, it's 300 grams that's gone in, 200 grams for the cardi, 100 grams for this. I'm not counting the grams in for my mum's cardigan until I finish the cardigan, because I don't know how much it's going to take. So far this month, that's 100 grams in. Confirmed 100 grams in. So, yep. And that's all the projects. Watching and life stuffs. We actually watched a movie this week. We watched Jurassic World Dominion. It was the third movie in the second trilogy. I liked it. It was okay. It's not winning any prizes for the most imaginative story imaginable, but I could just be a bit sceptical and a bit of a downer at times. And I was like, well, of course the human race is going to do that. We don't know what's good for us. But it's a good movie. Life stuffs, not really much to say this week. We sorted out our cellar and loft over the weekend, and that's pretty much it. I don't live an exciting life. I live quite what I'd consider to be just a normal life. There was lots of cleaning and cooking and, you know, work and meetings and stuff between the two of us. So, I mean, I could go into health stuffs, but I'm not really going to. You don't need to know about that, other than what I've already told you, but I won't bore you with that. I'll mention stuff when it's relevant. But that's kind of it. I've been thinking about doing Vlogtober. I know some people do it to like warm up for Vlogmas. Would you lot be interested in that? Maybe? I probably would do it as like a vlog each week rather than a daily vlog. Because as I said, I don't think you want to just go see me just to go, I'm knitting, I'm working, I'm cleaning, I'm cooking, I'm sleeping, like 5 times in a row. But yeah, let me know if you guys would be interested in that. Like I said, not a very interesting life. Like, you probably end up with about a 20-minute video over 7 days. But that's everything for this week. If you liked this, maybe hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of me. Perfectly chill if you don't want to. Some people have probably already left because they're bored of me. Perfectly fine. Yeah. And I hope I shall see you next week. Bye, guys.